Hello, my name is Sewa Ba, a Liberian broadcast journalist working with the regional ECOWAS radio station.
Hi everyone, my name is Sonia Vargacka and I'm a Polish filmmaker based in the UK.
My name is Beatriz Rios. I am a Spanish journalist based in Brussels.
My name is Agustin Bilkali, a broadcast journalist working with OKFM, Liberia.
My name is Christina Jensen. I'm a journalist from Denmark and I'm based in Tunisia.
My name is Fermín Torrano. I'm from Spain and I'm a freelance journalist.
My name is Edward Blamo. I'm a Liberian journalist participating in the European Union Liberia Partnership Campaign for Young Media Professionals.
In early 2020, 8 young media professionals from Europe and Liberia were invited to document some of the EU's projects that have been supported in Liberia for almost half a century. This is their story.
Welcome to Liberia.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Sonia.
It's the first time I am going to the field in a developing country. So in a way, I don't have expectations because I have no experience whatsoever. Right now, I'm a little just overwhelmed.
We just want to learn, have fun, do some great work, and meet some lovely people. Feeling like superstars.
The young media professionals came from different backgrounds and disciplines, and the mission intends to foster both cultural exchange and skills transfer.
How you doing? I'm excited to be here.
And you live in Monrovia?
But I live in Burville.
Hey, my man. How are you? I'm good.
Seems like we have different backgrounds in like social media and some with news. And
I'm freelance as well, but I work mainly for a website called Euractiv.
I'm like in the same category, freelance journalist working for media in Denmark.
When I discovered this program and I wanted to learn more about Liberia, Western media perspective is not really giving you much information at all.
There's no positive perspective about Liberia, and it's such a beautiful place.
All right, so people to know also that it's not all about the politics in Monrovia. There are things going on back there that we need to flag to encourage more investment to Liberia.
I'd like to welcome you to the EU Liberia Partnership Campaign for Young Media Professionals official launch program.
We have jointly taken on this initiative to show the impact of the European Development Fund support in Liberia and to enhance the understanding of the EU-Liberia partnership in all its dimensions.
The EU's financial support to Liberia is extremely valuable as it drives in strengthening our efforts in dealing with multiple development challenges as well as helping Liberians to move towards a more resilient nation.
One of the first tasks is to learn about some of Liberia's past and to get brief on the 5 thematic areas that they will be covering, starting with budget support.
This project is not there for you to tell success stories on behalf of us. You should be critical and observe and analyze and make your own conclusions on the impacts.
We are providing budget support to Liberia. For me, budget support has a couple of very positive elements. First of all, if you provide budget support, it allows you to have an in-depth dialogue on how the government manage the general resources which flow into the government. The vast majority of the revenue is still coming from Liberian taxpayers. I always refer to it that our budget support is then the cherry on the cake.
We have to have 4 basic criteria in place. There has to be an implementation of national development policy. Then we look into that it's also implemented. Secondly, we need to have a macroeconomic framework in place. Then the third is what you hear all the time is the PFM, public financial management. The fourth criterion is oversight of the budget and transparency. So this is the big principle. That's one thing. We are looking that everything is in place, that we can trust the partner country to treat our taxpayers' monies as they should be treated.
Before the young media professionals head into the field, they completed 3 days of intensive training in videography, learning how relatively simple tools can be harnessed to tell powerful stories.
So when I talk about narrative, I'm talking about moving the story forwards. And 90% of the stories that I watch have an interview taking it forward. We had a voiceover there as well, yeah? That's how good your phone is now. The quality of this phone is amazing. Okay, so we're going to practice that in a minute. That's the skill, and it's a huge skill to shoot movement. Start on a story, take me to the end of the story.
Eventually, the team is ready to take their skills into the field.
I mean, after an entire week of training, workshops, it feels interesting to get out there and do the actual field work. I'm ready to get my hands dirty.
This is what I came for, so I know that we're going to see the EU projects, but for me it's all about the humans, so I'm really excited to meeting all the Liberians in the counties.
I just feel like it's about to be an adventure.
I just hope that we'll see these people on the field and that they will explain the story and that we'll be able to capture them, because that's why we are on the field for.
I really wanted to put on my boots and go to the field, so finally we are going to start this.
The next area of EU support that the young media professionals will be learning about is forestry. The EU funds several projects focused on natural resources management and strengthening the capacity of the Forestry Development Authority and other government institutions.
Many countries around the world were logging illegally, and illegal logging contributes to both environmental and social damages. We need more capacity building. Forestry in Liberia is not only related to logging. We have 3 C's by the community, conservation, and commercial.
The FDA's work includes enforcing the timber logging laws as agreed under the Voluntary Partnership Agreement, or VPA, a trade agreement between the EU and timber exporting countries. The VPA ensures that all timber exported from Liberia is coming from legal sources. The Community Forestry Management Area called Siwakajwa in Sino County provided a case study of the EU-backed FDA project. While timber is an important resource for Liberia, it is also important that enough wealth of conservation areas is set aside to ensure that biodiversity is protected at the required levels. Sampo National Park is the country's first protected area of rainforest, where the EU implements a biodiversity conservation project to enhance the capacity of the GAS to protect the park's wildlife and biodiversity.
Okay, what mostly we do, we have law enforcement patrol. Okay. We go in the park sometimes 10 days to explore the forest to see whether there's any illegal activities that are going on. And they recruited these people from various communities. Then they turn over to FBA to work, so we can manage and we pay them staffing. We tell them the tactics of the management of the park, that is the how to protection of the park, and the importance of wildlife. We explain this to them.
For decades, Liberia's wildlife has been depleted by the bushmeat and pet trade, which has made no distinction between protected and non-protected species. Laws are poorly known by people and even by Liberian law enforcement entities or representatives of the judiciary. The EU supports the government of Liberia, including the Forestry Development Authority, the Ministry of Justice, and others, to try to curb that situation. Training on relevant laws has been provided to all key agencies. As a result, there is an increased collaboration between the FDA, security services, the judiciary, and the media.
So we're here by the Sino River in the Sapo National Park. The river divides the area of the communities from the park, and the EU here is supporting the rangers of the FDA to make sure that the park is free of illegal mining, illegal hunting, and for what we have seen so far, they're doing their job.
When trafficked animals are rescued, places like Libasa Wildlife Sanctuary and the Liberian Chimpanzee Rescue and Protection are essential in providing temporary or new homes.
Hi, welcome to Libasa.
All these chimps that you see in here are chimps that we've rescued. They're all victims of the bushmeat and wildlife trafficking and pet trade. But our goal all along is that we're planning on building a sanctuary with funding from the EU. So the EU has provided the initial funding to build a sanctuary. We're going to be starting construction probably next week, actually. And eventually these guys, hopefully later this year, they will all move out to our land where we have 100 acres of forest. We have a conservation mission as well. But in order to protect them, we need to enforce the wildlife laws of the country. And without having a sanctuary, it's very, very hard to enforce those laws. Liberia itself is an incredibly important country from a conservation perspective. It's the only country in West Africa that still has a lot of forest left. And Liberia has a really amazing opportunity going forward to develop. If we're able to help develop tourism in the country, it could be a real source of economic development.
Hello, listeners. A warm and pleasant welcome this morning to Magic 99.7. We broadcast in the Warren Seawell community. Here this morning, have us, some distinguished gentlemen and women from the media. We're looking at the EU Liberia Partnership Campaign, but they will be telling us about their own experience that they have had over the period of time.
I feel great working with, European journalists, and together, I think we will do better as it relates to the campaign.
This is also about promoting my own country, Liberia, doing human interest tours. Is what I love.
Really great opportunity that we're all here with different backgrounds of experiences.
I think I have so good teammates, very, very professional, very experienced and talented. I'm on forestry. Okay. The EU has supported Liberia forestry sector reform. So I'm here to explore that partnership, to talk to the beneficiaries, to talk to the community people, to know how is this partnership helping their lives.
The next thematic area that the young media professionals are investigating is agriculture. About 70% of Liberia's labor force is engaged in agriculture, while the sector contributes roughly 1/3 of all goods and services produced in Liberia. Liberia depends on more than 2/3 of food imports, including for its staples, rice and cassava. Hence, the European Union's agricultural interventions focus on increasing productivity sustainably, improving nutrition, adding value to selected products beyond the farm gate, and increasing integration of smallholder agriculture with both domestic and international markets. A critical project visited is the Partners Program, an intervention dedicated to training smallholder farmers to increase their yield, providing nutrition training to families, establishing savings and loans associations, building capacity for agribusinesses, and linking farmers to markets.
We provide technical support with the fundings from the EU. For the farmers group, we provide technical trainings on production. We are prioritizing 5 crops. So we provide technical support on cassava production. We provide technical support on leguminous crop production, basically groundnut and cowpeas. And then moringa production, you will go to the site where we use for on-site training. You will see what is being done there.
We used to have problems with finance. But when EU came, they put us together and encouraged us to establish a very saving. And today we are blessed through the very saving because we're able to get money from our own saving loan. And then we pay workers to help us to make a very big farm. It is now 2 free roll a day. So today we're producing more cassava than what we do. But EU train us how to plant the cassava step by step, step by step. If an acre work can get you about 10,000 cassava trees. Today, we able to get 15,000 cassava trees. So we got more fruit today than what we do before.
I put in there on land. The way I do the one, you saw it. Yes, yeah. But alas, I say, the way I never do it before they would put maybe one put it on land, it will not come back. That type of fear was in me now. And now, Sonny, right away. I was doing it. Yeah, I saw how way. To do it, that I'm walking to the whole farm. So I'm paying people now to do it. You see, so I was short the money and I'm paying people to do the whole thing. You see, because at that time, when I go there, so now more, I go there, so now I can pay 500. And no money was inside. But actually, I think I want good at it when I go. If I need it on 1,000 farther that.
As Liberia's third largest natural resources-based foreign exchange earner, cocoa is a product that has significantly benefited from improved agricultural methods.
This is very important in our lives as a result of the EU to have introduced this cocoa program in Liberia. It has delivered most of our farmers from most of their primitive practices to today's practices, which has brought a lot of productions on their various farms.
First time, my cocoa farm was going down. I plant my cocoa now, it's getting well now. I plant banana inside, corn, I planted there, okra, I planted there. It's getting well now. I spent 6 more years. My farm is correct now. My cocoa farm is fine. It's correct. I can brush inside the planting like that. I can sell some of the planting. Me and my children can eat it one like that. We can eat it. We can help ourselves with it. Send my children to school with it, with the planting money.
I saw that my people established cocoa farms, but those farms being established by their parents, they were not planted the most appropriate way. So with this impact, with this knowledge gain from EU Solidarity, I tried to impact them and they too took it in. It has improved their life. My very self, I have planted 9.5 acres of cocoa within 2 years. So the plan has changed my life.
Another way in which the EU supports agriculture is through the development of innovative farming methods, such as the Integrated Rice, Fish and Vegetables project, which will be introduced in several counties.
They have done well for us because through this, I bought land, from there build house, send my children to school, and support them at the same time from the same fish farming. Starting from last year, I got 170,000. Yeah. Oh, I think in the next 5 years, when I have somebody to help, or energy will come in to help us with fish food, all those things, then I think I'm going to do the best more than ever before.
Something bigger than this.
Yeah. This is the only common idea I can use here for me to get the higher quality good fish from here.
Oh, look at the catfish.
The advice I have to give to Liberians, make use of the soil.
With an economy so dependent on agriculture and industry, technical and vocational education and training is an essential component. This forms the next era of exploration for young media professionals.
For the background of this institution, it was established in 1978 and is one of the TVET giants in Liberia. Currently we have about 1,000 students. The school have trained a lot of Liberian youths today that are currently contributing to the economic viability of the country. But from the onset of the civil crisis, we had a breakdown, which become very difficult for us to recover. As such, that we see the European Union support, we are glad to receive them to rebuild the broken walls of our institution.
Were you being mocked by other people saying that job not good for women?
Oh, yes. Because they can ask me, what are you doing with that dirty job? You'll be dirty passing around here. Because mechanic can make work clean. But I can tell you, mechanic is a clean job. All depends how you take care of yourself. People used to mock at me. But I look at it, I say yes. That's what I decided to do, because after that, when you move to motor, I thought they can ask you which one the trade you want to do, because they get so many trades. And I told them I want to become a mechanic. And they asked me what. So I said I'm a variety. I like it.
We're the oldest and leading vocational and technical institution in Liberia. And we are proud of our records, not only because of the age, but all throughout this republic, everywhere you travel, in ministries and agencies, in the private sector, if you are careful to ask questions, you will meet a BIDA graduate somewhere. We have the Heavy Equipment Operator School, where young people are trained in operating and maintaining yellow equipment, yellow machine, excavator, bulldozer, and the rest of it. And the 85% or plus come from government funding. This project, the Youth Rising, BWI was in the initial stage of the project design. When the EU decided to design a project, we were one of the first schools that were contacted, and we were right there from the start. But the challenge is to increase the number of females in the technical area.
I would say it's good for me, for women, because for my saying and my thought, anything men do, women can do it. Some people will discourage me. They say, "Oh, it's too hard. I feel too hard for women." But I thought it was that I can go try. For back in the days, I decided that when I grow up, I will be in the heavy-duty field. I would like to encourage my fellow friends, especially the women, to put down and come to learn the same training, the heavy-duty training.
It turns out that the timing is good for the team to learn about the final thematic area, EU's support for civil society organizations in Liberia. The delegation of the European Union to Liberia provides technical support to civil society organizations to improve their institutional capacity to act as independent actors in the national policy dialogues. The YMPs participated in an advocacy forum in Zwaju, Grangita County.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's not only the celebration event, it's also the advocacy event where we all want to recognize and respect the women's rights.
This advocacy forum is one of the many activities supported through the EU's Civil Society Initiative, supporting effective advocacy in Liberia, or SEAL program, implemented by Mexico and Quina Tequina. The EU also supports civil society organizations engaged in the thematic sectors such as gender equality and women empowerment, forestry management, disability, media and land rights. Loretta Elita Pope is the chair of the National Civil Society Council of Liberia. The council is receiving support to build its institutional capacity.
So our role as the National Civil Society Council is to strengthen networking, strengthen coordination. So through the SEAL project, we're going to work closely with our member-based institution when it comes to joint advocacy, when it comes to policy engagement, when it comes to pressing on the government for information sharing if the need be, and when it comes to strengthening our national engagement. So the SEAL project is going to help to really create a vibrant civil society that we will be able to reconnect with our member-based institution, and our role as a council will be recognized and sustained.
Madam Jasade Bazan is the head of the Rural Women Grangita chapter. She believes civil society organizations are imparting the creation of space and voices for women across Liberia.
First of all, in this public manner, I would like to extend my thanks and appreciation to the European Union because they have worked hard in the lives of the women of Liberia, most especially the rural women. They have worked and they continue to work, and because of them, today we can stand up for our rights. So we want to say thank you very much for your efforts and keep us on board so that we will be able to be on par with our counterparts. This is the day for us collectively and globally to work together as women to advocate for our various rights.
It's indeed a pleasure having this morning on the presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's a nice experience, especially blending with people from different countries.
It has been a nice experience. Some of these counties that I haven't been to, there are many things we had that we've lost. And so we have come on this tour to tell our own stories so that the European Union, will be impressed as to where it can invest either the agriculture, forestry, technical vocational education and training. These are areas that we need to revamp so that this country can be an independent state in terms of revenue generation for sustainability.
For me, it's been really interesting to see how much potential there is in Liberia and how many positive projects there are, and Liberians are really trying every day to make their life better with or without the support from the European Union.
I think it's very nice to speak for my colleagues as well at this point. So thank you for the opportunity to tell you about our adventure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
European Union, la vie,